Disclaimer, in this video I might say something that's going to age like milk. It may be very bad after the second leg next week. In this video, I'm going to be, like the title says, overreacting to both first leg games. So I might say something like, example, PSG have no chance of coming back, and they might come back. I'm going to go solely making my decisions, making my statements based on what I've seen in the first leg. Right? Cool? Get it? Alright, cool, let's go. Let's start off with the big game, the big tie, the tie that everyone loves, whether you're a neutral, whatever it is. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. First leg away in the Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich upset Arsenal to a lot of people, even me as an Arsenal fan, and somehow found their way into the semi-finals. Real Madrid did the same, except against Man City on penalties. Both teams, you could say, are kind of underdogs going into this, which is so weird to say that both Real Madrid and Bayern Munich were underdogs in the quarterfinals. Now in the semi-finals, you'd imagine to the most people, Real Madrid were the favorites going into this. That being said, Bayern Munich actually had a really good performance. Very promising performance from them. And for them to not get a result, and when I mean a result, I mean to win that game. They're at home. And for Bayern to walk away without a result, they're at home, they're against Real Madrid. They're pretty much dominating Real Madrid for the most part of the game. And they don't get a win. I think that kind of hurts Bayern Munich mentally. Like, they think to themselves, what do we have to do to beat Real Madrid? Now you go to the second leg. It's 2-2 on aggregate. You have to go to the second leg in the Bernabeu, which we all know 90 minutes in the Bernabeu, like the Madrid fans say, is not 90 minutes, bro. That feels forever, especially if you want to hold on. Ask Man City. This is going to be a very difficult test for a Bayern Munich team that, if we're just being honest, has just been completely underwhelming this season. Haven't been at all impressive. So for them now to go to Bernabeu, it's going to be very difficult for them. Bellingham was kind of absent for Madrid in this first leg. You're going to expect Bellingham to have a much better second leg performance, and you're going to expect Real Madrid to not sit so deep. In that first half, before Madrid scored the first goal, I don't know what Madrid were doing. They were like parking the bus, Jose Mourinho style. And still then, Leroy Sané and Bayern were getting a bunch of chances. Lunin made some good saves, to be fair. But with the game being 0-0, Bayern's dominating. What is Kim Min-jae, Kim the Bayern defender, what is he thinking? What is he doing? He makes the silliest error ever. What is Kim doing? Kim is following Vinny. Vinny's dropping deep, and Kim follows him, gets turned, and Vinny goes in and scores. Very good finish from Vinny. But what is Kim doing? Then you look, there was another chance later on in the second half. He did the exact same error, which was making me think at the time, well, is this a tactical decision by Tuchel? If that is the case, that is the most brain dead, the tactical decision I've ever seen in my life. But Kim does it twice, and then he gives away the penalty when Bayern's up 2-0. A very silly foul. I have no idea what Kim was doing. And the worst part about it is Tuchel comes out in the press conference after the game and blames Kim, saying he was too greedy. It's his fault for the 2 goals, which I think is just all kinds of wrong, especially as a manager. But I mean, that's a whole nother discussion. At the end of the day, Kim had a horrible game. Probably the worst player on the pitch for both sides. And that really hurt Bayern. If Kim had a better defensive performance, and let's be honest, Kim has been all kinds of underwhelming this season for Bayern. If he had his Napoli-type performance, I don't see Real Madrid getting back into this game. We say that, but Real Madrid always find a way, especially in the Champions League. And this type of performance, to get a 2-2 result in a game where you were pretty much getting dominated by the team at home, for Real Madrid to still get a 2-2 result shows exactly why they are 14-time Champions League winners. And based off this first leg performance, I don't see Bayern Munich getting any sort of result in the Bernabeu. They'll be lucky to get a goal in the Bernabeu. Lunin again proved very good, but outside of a penalty and a really good shot from Sané, Lunin would have kept a clean sheet. So I'm really struggling to see Bayern Munich get anything from the second leg, and that is saying something because, again, Bayern Munich had a really good performance against Madrid. But when you have such a good performance against Madrid, you need to capitalize. You need to get your results. Ask Man City. Somehow, some way, Man City, Real Madrid. Man City were the better team over the 2 legs, yet they lost. Real Madrid still found a way to score 4 goals despite not being the quote-unquote better team. Carlo's team knows how to do this. You remember, under Carlo Ancelotti, against Liverpool in the Champions League final when Courtois had a game from God, Liverpool didn't win the game. Liverpool lost 1-0 from a Vinny Jr. goal. Real Madrid know this all too well. They know how to get through these ties. They know how to win games when they aren't the better team. I don't see how Bayern Munich win. I'm sorry, again, this is part of the overreaction, but I truly and honestly predict Real Madrid to go win 2-0, maybe 3-0 in the Bernabeu. Make it look very, very easy for them. And I'm very worried for Bayern going into the second leg. For me, Real Madrid had a worse first leg, but still got a result, which shows me in the second leg, Madrid's going to get their win, and Madrid's going to go through into the final. And now onto the second leg, Dortmund PSG. It was maybe a less exciting game than Real Madrid Bayern Munich, but it was still very, very entertaining, very tense. And Jadon Sancho, let's just get to that. For the first time since his move to Dortmund, he actually looked like the Jadon Sancho that we had come to know at Dortmund. He was really, really good. I mean, he was even good defensively at times, but he was beating his man, creating chances. I mean, Jadon Sancho looked so good that you even forgot sometimes that Mbappe was on the pitch. I saw that on Instagram and I was like, that is 100% accurate. And this performance goes hand in hand with the rumors that Dortmund are looking to buy Sancho permanently. So if that's the case, well then I'm happy for Sancho. A career resurrection is on the cards. I've already made a video about Sancho, about his time at Dortmund and how he's kind of just been okay. But against PSG in this game, he was better than okay. He was really, really impressive. And if he can perform like that in the second leg, well then Dortmund have their outlets. Listen, Füllkrug is a decent striker, not a great striker. He missed a good chance when Sancho squared it to him. But that first goal from him was really high quality. I'm not bought in as him as a striker long term for Dortmund anyway. But I do think Jadon Sancho, if he can keep performing well, keep improving at Dortmund, well then Dortmund will have their outlets against PSG in the second leg. Now, as far as PSG go, listen, I know Dortmund won the game 1-0, and I know that's all talking points, but PSG really could have won that game. They really could have. They hit the post twice in one play. They had some really good chances that Kerbal either saved or they just, I don't know, flat out missed. I mean, Fabian Ruiz with that header, it was a weird area, but I mean, he missed a beautiful header. Mbappe, I mean, he was okay at times. It wasn't great, wasn't his best performance, but PSG had everything they needed to win the game, let alone get a draw. So as far as that goes, I'm still not all that convinced in Dortmund. I'm not that convinced that they can go to the Parc des Princes and make it very difficult for PSG. I do think PSG will win this tie. Again, there's maybe another overreaction, but even with that performance, as good as Sancho was, as good as Dortmund as a unit were, I'm just not convinced. In a game where they had all the luck on their side essentially, they only won 1-0, and it was a really well taken goal. But what happens when you go to France, in Paris, PSG take their chances? Well then I don't have all that much faith in Dortmund. I just don't. Again, this may be another overreaction, but I really think it's going to be a PSG Real Madrid final. But I mean, good for Dortmund. They also secured themselves their 5th place in the Bundesliga. Will be in the Champions League next season, not the Premier League, so that's going to be interesting. But I mean, good for Dortmund. They've done what they had to do. They weren't great again, but the luck was on their side. They took their chance when they needed to, and they won the game 1-0. It's not very often that you see PSG not score a goal, let alone lose a game this season. So Dortmund have done very well as far as that aspect goes. But like I said, when I watched that game, I just had the sense that all the luck was on Dortmund's side, and they took their chance. And then after that, all the luck was still on their side with all the hitting the posts and the misses on PSG's end. And I think if PSG can just take their chances like they usually do, well then I don't see how Dortmund even come close to knocking out PSG. Again, I don't know. This is overreactions for a reason, but I don't have much faith in Bayern or Dortmund. I sound like a German football hater when that is so far from the truth, but I just don't see it happening. I see a Real Madrid PSG final, Mbappe versus Madrid, Mbappe versus future employer, and I don't know how that's going to go, but I don't see Dortmund or Bayern getting through. They both have to play away from home now. Bayern should have definitely won their game. Dortmund maybe got a little lucky to win their game. I just don't see them getting as lucky, Dortmund that is, in the away leg. And I just don't see Bayern Munich being as dominant in the away leg either. So at the end of the day, I might be overreacting. Again, these takes, like I said in the beginning of the video, may age like milk. But I just don't see Dortmund or Bayern getting through. Let me know in the comments below, what do you predict for the final? Who do you think will be playing in the final? Do you think my overreactions have some sense to them, or are they just straight up stupid overreactions and we will see in the second leg? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.